Hi everybody, Jared Johnson here. Let's have a look at the Koyfin platform. This is just going to be a very high level overview, but Koyfin is a great platform. I use it definitely daily. One of my favorite places to just do some fundamental research, find out some details about some companies, get some quick glances at some things. And I like their charts for certain things. I'm a big trading view chart user, but I do like kind of the comparison of the performance charts on Koyfin. I think they do a great job. So let's have a little look. Couple of things that I'm going to do, just a quick overview, number one. Number two, I'll put a link with this video to sign up for an account with Koyfin. And I'm also going to post several links to my templates, some templates that I like, that I use. You can simply click on those templates, and once you have a Koyfin account, you can have a free account, you can have a paid account, but once you have a Koyfin account, you can click on those template links and it will copy those templates into your Koyfin, and I'll show you what those mean. Now remember, with the free account, I think you can only have 2 saved templates. You can use the links that I'm going to post and just click on those every time, but you can only save within your own Koyfin 2 templates. And with paid versions, obviously you get a whole bunch of templates. But let's just have a little look. When I log into my Koyfin, honestly, I can't remember if I changed a bunch of things. I think this is their standard login page. So you get a little bit of news, quick peek at kind of the 3 main, indices: NASDAQ, S&P, and Russell. With just kind of the basics, right? Some yields. Sectors in the U.S. stock market. You can change that, adjust that, and then we have all of our options over here. A quick little look. Today's markets is this page right here. Market news, always interesting. You can kind of peek through some of that. Market movers. This is one I like to look at a lot. It's a little bit of a scatter chart here. And I'll look at the gainers versus the losers, right? Stocks that are up a bunch versus stocks that are kind of down a bunch, right? You can see it's a pretty good day today. The S&P, this is a look at the S&P. You can change this to kind of different things, but of the S&P, 400 plus are up, remainers are down. Now there's a whole. I'll do another video on watch lists and screeners, because that's kind of some more detailed stuff. You can do quite a bit in the screen section, quite a bit in the watch list section. I've got, you can see a bunch of things there. We'll talk about that in another video. This is kind of just an overview. They're semi-self-explanatory, so if you want to play around with the watch list or the screen area, go for it. There's a lot in these dashboards, right? You can make your own dashboards. Again, with a free version, you can only, have 1 or 2 dashboards saved. With paid, you can have a lot of dashboards. Interestingly, I don't use my own dashboards that often. I do like the market dashboards, though. This is kind of the standard stuff that Koyfin has saved here. World equities, you get a little look at some of that stuff. U.S. sectors, it'll give you a peek at what some of the U.S. markets are doing. Countries is always interesting. World economics right here is an interesting kind of market dashboard section where you can see, individual kind of major countries, GDP numbers, CPI, yields, debt to GDP, some of that stuff. That's an interesting one to look at. So that's an interesting little area. But let's dive right into some of this over here, right? In this lower section. Let's focus on graphs. Now, graphs, this is, our charts, right? And we have a couple of different types of graphs. We have historical, comparison, intraday, and performance. Now, I use performance or comparison when I'm just trying to kind of get a look. So, for example, if I'm looking at Koyfin here and I click on, add ticker, and let's just put something, kind of similar, right? And I'll say, okay, so now we have we have Coinbase versus MicroStrategies or strategies. And right here, this is showing us kind of a year comparison, how they've been doing. You can see, Coin has not been doing as well as MSTR, up 152% versus 75%. You can get kind of different views here, right? You can get 3-year, 5-year, how they performed against each other over the last couple of years. And so that's always a good one. I like performance as well. Comparison, which is pretty similar, right? You can look at if we just go back to the MSTR versus Coinbase, kind of look same kind of thing here. If we're looking at total return, we see where these guys where everything is, right? Whoops, there we go. So you can see, some similarities here. Now, the reason you would use comparison versus performance is just simply, how much is something up or down, right? Compared to something else. That's kind of your performance, right? How much is something up compared to something else? Under your comparison tab here, you can do total return. You can do all kinds of different metrics, right? Comparison in free cash flow, comparison in PE, comparison in all kinds of different things, versus performance is just simply how much is the stock up or down. Does that make sense? Now, when we're talking about templates, we're going to be on the historical chart, and the historical chart gives us the opportunity to use templates here. So under the template section, I have a whole bunch of templates, right? I have probably, I don't even know. We can look at my templates over here. Maybe there's 15 of them somewhere in there, maybe 20, I don't know. And these templates give us a quick look at a bunch of different things. Now you can kind of minimize and have a little more chart space by clicking on these buttons here. But if I just, if I want to look at templates right now, under the section, if I change this from Coinbase to, whatever else, right? I can sort through my templates by clicking on the drop-down menu, or I can just go to templates and say, okay, I want to look at a bunch of different views of, of Coinbase, right? This is a monthly bar, which I just kind of look at, on the monthly basis, is a stock up or down, right? Fundamental overview is a big one that I like to use a lot, and this one will show us. I have mine set up to just show PE, enterprise value to EBITDA, price to sales, price to free cash flow. These are kind of a couple of main ones I like to look at. I also have just kind of a basic chart here, right, where we say, okay, what is the what's just kind of our basic high-low, there we go, average stuff, right? We're looking at some drawdowns. We're looking at a 200 moving average here, just kind of getting a basic look. That's a pretty common one. And so that's a good chart. And we just kind of go down the rung here. So we've got analysts. What do analysts think? This will show kind of what analysts are expecting, price targets. There's a lot of different templates here. I love looking at this one. This is our price, which is the white line, to free cash flow, which is our green bars, right? How is the stock doing in relation to all that? Stock buybacks, short interest, right? That's always an interesting one to look at. So where's the stock price? Where's short interest? Shares outstanding, volume, some of that stuff. Drawdown's a good one. Just where is a stock in relation to its all-time highs? So you see, Coinbase, for example, trading at this price, which is still about 23% below its all-time high. And we can see that all-time high, a little bit better here. That's our, there we go. That's our all-time high, 405, 406, whatever that high level is there. 419. So about 23% off that. This is a great chart right here, growth. I like the growth aspect because growth is a good one just to keep an eye on, because what this is telling us is, where is revenue, right? Last 12 months, year-over-year percent revenue. So, how are things going at Coinbase? They, had a great run kind of early January. Things have kind of, dipped a tiny bit since. Gross profit margin, this is a good chart to just kind of keep an eye on. So these are a couple of the templates I use. Again, below this video, I'm going to post, number one, a link to sign up for a Koyfin account. And number two, I'm going to post several links to my templates. So any templates you want to use, once you click on a template, so if you click on a template and it pulls this one up right here, you can just click on your save button. Remember, on the free version, you can only save 2 templates, I believe. Paid versions, you can, save more templates. But if you click on save or save as, you can rename that and call it whatever you want. You can call it what I call it, whatever. So hopefully that's helpful. Gives you a little bit of a look into Koyfin. It's a great platform. I love it. I use it every day. And hopefully it'll be helpful for you as well. Thanks, everybody.